What is going on, my fellow Jets fans? Welcome to the latest episode of the New York Jets State of Mind podcast. My name is Malcolm Harper, aka MHJetsFan83. You can follow me on X, Instagram, and YouTube at MHJetsFan83, which is one word. You can also find my podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. Before I get started on my thoughts of what happened last Sunday night against Pittsburgh Steelers at that brutal loss, the latest Jets news, injuries, and the upcoming Week 8 matchup against the New England Patriots. Let me start off by saying thank you so much for the love and support on this podcast. It really means a lot. Let me also apologize about not uploading last week's episode on YouTube. I had some technical difficulties, so hopefully this week will go smoothly. Now, with that being said, let's recap last Sunday night's game against the the Pittsburgh Steelers. I could not believe we actually ended up losing that game. We had a 15-6 lead. The Pittsburgh that interception at the end of the first half basically changed the entire complexion of the game. The Pittsburgh Steelers ends up scoring 31 unanswered points. We had a chance to put the game away early in the first half, but unfortunately that did not happen. And now we're on a 4-game losing streak and a second straight loss under interim head coach Jeff Ulbrich. And he said in the press conference after the game that this is not who the team is, this is not good enough, and it starts with me and the coaching staff. Aaron Rodgers' stats was 24 for 39 for 276 yards. Even though he had that one touchdown, those two interceptions literally turned the game completely around. And Garrett Wilson should have caught that ball out of those two interceptions. And if he wants to be an elite receiver in the NFL, he has to make those types of plays. Again, our run defense stinks yet again. Pittsburgh Steelers ran for 149 yards on 36 rushing attempts. That's 4.1 yards a carry. You cannot keep on getting manhandled like that. Now, the loss of Jermaine Johnson with his Achilles injury, trained John Franklin Myers to the Denver Broncos, Quentin Jefferson, and now it's coming back to bite us in a big way. The current defensive line, current defensive line plus the defense in general is not any good. Solomon Thomas stinks. Devon Kinlaw stinks. And where in the world is Quentin Williams at? We need to put out an AVB, or he's actually in the Witness Protection Agency. This is like, I hope this does not come down to the point where he is going to be like Muhammad Wilkerson. Remember that guy? He actually gets paid and stops playing. The secondary was already down to just Sauce Gardner prior to the game because we ended up losing DJ Reed and Michael Carter to injuries. They didn't play. And then Tony Adams left with a hamstring. And then Ashton Davis ends up leaving with a concussion. So good thing the Jets only had 5 penalties for 50 yards. But again, the 2 giveaways basically killed us. When speaking to the media this week, Davante Adams literally ripped the team after the loss. And here's my personal opinion on that. To me, I literally had absolutely no problem with what he said because we need some type of accountability on this team because there's too many times the Jets have not had any type of accountability. So that is the reason why Saleh is gone. I had people that asked me, what do you think about the Saleh firing? And I said, look, he had 3 years and 5 games into the season to get it done. And obviously he couldn't get it done. So he was more of a cheerleader as opposed to being a head coach, in my opinion. So that's just my opinion on that. And the owner, Woody Johnson, I'm not letting him off the hook either because he is the one that always wants to do a quick fix and try to get the back page headlines as well, too. So, and that's not how you make success as an organization. So my thing about this before we move along is he needs to go sell the team, and I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, so let's get to some Jets news for this week. Obviously, we all know what the big story is. So prior to the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Hassan Reddick finally signs his contract to end his ridiculous holdout he's been doing ever since June. So I kind of got mixed feelings about this because of the fact that I hope it's not too little too late. So hopefully he can actually go set that edge this upcoming game tomorrow afternoon against the New England Patriots. Now, let's get to the injuries for a second. Ashton Davis with the concussion, Lecky Fotu with the knee, AVT with the ankle are all going to be out for this game. Tony Adams with the hamstring, Adam Lazard with the chest. They're both doubtful for the game tomorrow, so they're essentially going to be out as well too. So you have Morgan Moses, you have um, Kenny Yeboah are both questionable for this game as well too. So Michael Carter II with the back, Tyler Conklin with the hip, Will McDonald with the shoulder, DJ Reed with the groin, Aaron Rodgers with the knee hamstring, Tyron Smith with his veteran rest days that he has, Chad Stewart with the heel, and Quincy Williams with the neck are all going to be playing tomorrow. So they were full participants in yesterday's practice. So let's look at tomorrow afternoon's games. Kickoff against the New England Patriots at Foxborough, 1 p.m. Eastern. The Jets are a -7-point favorite, and the over-under is 40.5. So the Jets are 23rd in scoring offense, 31st in run offense. We need to do more with the run game, by the way. We're 11th in passing offense. We're 24th in scoring offense. Let's focus over to the defense for a second. The Jets defense is 6th overall in defense, 16th in run defense, 2nd in pass defense, and 11th in scoring defense. Now let's switch gears to the New England Patriots. Their offense is 30th overall. Their rushing offense is 22nd, the 31st in passing offense, the 30th in scoring offense. The Pats defense, on the other hand, they're ranked 25th overall. They're 21st in rushing defense, 24th in passing defense, and 23rd in scoring defense. The turnover differential are as follows. The Jets are a -3, and the New England Patriots are -1. My matchup to watch for this game is the Jets pass rush with addition to Hassan Reddick against the Pats offensive line. I also want to see more of the Jets running the ball with Brace Hall and Braylon Allen. I'm going out on the limb and saying the Jets are going to win, and they're going to have the under this time, not the over. So it's going to be 24-14. I really feel like this is going to be a turning point in their season. Not to mention the fact the Jets have 4 days on Halloween night to play against the Houston Texans. So let's hope that this game could be an upright. And let's see something like we've seen in week 3 in our home opener when we beat them 24-3. Can we get something similar to that? Because that would be amazing, because with all the stuff that's been going on with this 4-game losing streak, and it's I really don't know what to say right now. I mean, let's just hope that this can be the turning point and the upstart to our season. So let's say that I'm going to be absolutely watching to the 3 main things I always mention in my podcast: the penalties, the third downs, and the turnovers. So let's just hope that we can actually go get some turnovers and takeaways. So with that being said, before I get on out of here for the weekend, let me get to my favorite part of my podcast, and you guys know what it is. It's the new follower shout out. If you're a new follower on any of my social media platforms, I will make sure to give you a shout out. So with that being said, I want to give a shout out to the following new followers on Instagram. I am Damien and Turnpike Tackle. I also want to give a huge shout out to the following new follower on X. That's infrared_jets. So that's one part that I love about doing. I love giving my followers a shout out, because this is you guys' podcast and I work for you guys. So each time, like I said, each time you actually go and follow me on X, Instagram, or YouTube, you will be able to go and get a shout out. So with that being said, I am out for the weekend. I'm signing off. I cannot thank you enough for the love and support in this podcast. You guys are absolutely amazing. If you're listening to this podcast for the first time, please do me a favor, wherever you are listening wherever you're listening at, or wherever device you're listening to, please go to X, Instagram, and or YouTube, and go to the search box and type my username, MHJetsFan83. That is one word. I will be posting this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. And this episode is going to be posted on my YouTube channel as well. So please like my video, leave a comment, subscribe. Let's hope we can stop this 4-game losing streak. I will be back next week to break down what actually happened with this game, and then looking forward to our Thursday night on Halloween against the Houston Texans. Again, we got 2 games in 4 days. So let's just hope if we can actually win tomorrow and win on Thursday against the Houston Texans, we can be 4-5 going to our mini bye week. So with that being said, I'm signing off. And until then, JETS, 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 Jets. Take care.